at APATS 2025 in Singapore. I'm extremely pleased to have with us Stefan. Stefan is the head of training at Etihad Aviation Training. Stefan, thanks very much for making the time. I know you had a busy 2 days at APATS.
Very
Stefan,
true.
before
Yeah,
we
very
get
true.
into our interview where we look to get some insights from you, I just want to get a brief insight into your career.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, well, first of all, thank you for the opportunity and creating this magnificent event consecutively and again every year. This is my absolute highlight for the year when it comes to conferences and to exchange and to meeting people here. So thank you very much also for your a great organization. And myself, I am originally from Hamburg in Germany. I started my aviation career in 1995 and then went through various different carriers until I came to Abu Dhabi, to Etihad Airways. That was in 2004 already, so almost 21 years ago. And I continued my flying career there, but I very quickly realized that I found my passion in training, in airline training and pilot training in particular, and then eventually cabin crew training, all sorts of technical and non-technical trainings. That was just amazing. It opened a completely different world for me in my career and my career. So that naturally then progressed through the ranks from a ground instructor, from classroom instruction, from simulator instruction, then first fixed base, then full flight sims, and eventually aircraft instruction, on aircraft line training, line checking. I became TRE, senior examiner on different aircraft as well, Airbus 320, 330, 340, now 380 and then 320 again. So a remarkable career just made possible through actually that big move for me to join Etihad Airways back then in 2004.
Thank you, Stefan. Stefan's story is similar to so many of us in the aviation domain. It's really changed the way we live our lives. Stefan, thanks so much for that insight into your career. Can we understand, Etihad Aviation Training really is a fantastic organization, a large organization in terms of what it does. So can you give us an insight into this ecosystem of training that exists within Etihad Aviation Training?
Absolutely, pleasure. We have a very diverse training program. The portfolio is long. It's a big list, but for us it's not just a list. For us it's just like you mentioned it, and I thank you for the word ecosystem, because it all really fits together. And it all deals with similar values and similar competencies even in different areas. So our training programs start with, for example, the MPL initial training programs, which we do on Airbus 320, on the Boeing 787 now. And we training cadets for Etihad Airways and also for other operators in the world. We then do the type rating training programs. It continues throughout for all the types we fly: 320, 330, 340, 350, Airbus 380, Boeing 787 and Boeing 777, so almost every type there, most popular types at least. And we do the instructor development on all of those types as well, and that for pilots and cabin crew. So we have the cabin crew initial training programs, we have the cabin crew specialization with type ratings, we have cabin crew service programs, and we then also have the airport training and airport operations training in our portfolio now. This is the vocational training, mostly done through the ICAO training systems, but also our own training systems, and this goes from anywhere dangerous goods, aviation security, up until driving licenses on the airport for airport staff there. So very diverse.
That's fantastic. Stefan, CBT and EBT training really was an important topic at APATS this year. I just want to hear your thoughts. Etihad Aviation Training, you mentioned, has been doing it for the last 10 years. And for our community out there, what are some of the learnings and the important lessons you'd like to share with all of us?
Yeah, that's a very good question. That's a very good point. CBTA, for me personally, again, CBTA was the opportunity, a golden opportunity to advance in our methodologies for training. They were by far outdated. Everybody knows that, everybody agrees with this. We needed to come up with something better than what we've done in the past, because the aircraft evolved, everything evolved, just the training was lagging behind. Now, and that for me, as a trainer at heart, it was music in my ears, and I fully embrace this. We embarked on this journey about 10 years ago, and we started with no regulation. Now we have regulation. It was always a problem. We didn't have a regulation, really. We had recommendations from IATA and ICAO. It was there, and there was many interpretations on how this should be done. It was in the end through events like the Haldale events that we discussed this on a broader platform across the world with different other operators who were facing the same challenges. Now, through that, we learned that we'd actually made a few mistakes here. We could have done better here or there. The exchange brought it to light, and we thought, they've done it this way, we've done it that way. Maybe we should have gone their way. So now, again, exchange to this is key. And yes, we made our mistakes, we made our progress as well, and we are now happy to share, of course, these ideas, especially the ones we have done well, and also, of course, for everyone to avoid the errors that we have already made. So that's my view of the CBTA implementation as it stands today. And so that's why, and you could see maybe through my presentations as well, I'm a passionate believer in training and in human factors. And now that we combine human factors training with technical training through the CBTA, that is now a complete world and an ecosystem again, as we mentioned earlier.
Fantastic, Stefan. That's really great, information for you to share with us. Thank you, Stefan. What sets Etihad Aviation Training separate? You mentioned you're a captive training arm in that sense. You train for a large major airline.
Correct.
And so what differentiation does this bring into how you do things internally?
Yeah. The secret of our success, the secret of our success is we train airline pilots with airline instructors and personnel. Everybody who works with us and for us has an aviation background, the airline background, not an aviation background only. It's an airline background. So, and what that means is, in particular, for example, I give an example. What I mean by this is that an airline operator, an airline staff, no matter at what level you operate in an airline, you have to develop a sense for safety. Everything what we do is there to improve safety and to hold up the safety standards for our aviation industry, not just even for our operators. So, and that must be part of our training, of our development from day one when you walk into the academy. And you can feel this. The spirit is there of an airliner. You are never walking into a school or something, or into a training organization. You're walking into an airline, you're walking into an operation, and you will receive that exact airline treatment, that training that makes you an airliner later on and sets you apart from organizations that train you as systems operators. They're very good at technical instruction and at even the human factors, but the airliner feeling comes up when you train with a real airliner, with a person who's been in the airline for all their lives and now just doing the training, for example. That's how we impart this feeling, and that's what actually operators want. You want pilots and cabin crew and ground staff that understand the safety aspects of what we're doing, who understand corporate culture and what it's there for, who understands that it is a global concern of everyone involved in aviation, that safety is the highest priority. And that's what we give our students from day one when they walk into the academy without compromise.
Thank you, Stefan.
Thank you.
It's evident Stefan's enthusiasm and passion for training really shines through in this interview. He's made a key point. It's the safety culture that is paramount in commercial aviation and civil aviation. Stefan, thank you for sharing all this information with our community. I really appreciate the time that you spent with us.
Thank you very much, Atul. Thanks for your... Thank you very much. And thank you for this great event. Again, the organizers, big applause.
Thank you.
Well done. Thank you.
Thank you.